Francis, Coquelin, Coque. How do your friends call you?
Well, in Spain, they call me Coque.
See, I hadn't heard you speak English yet, and I've heard you in French and in Spanish, and you've got a Cockney accent, not as strong as Hector Bellerin, but quite strong. You notice it as well, don't you?
Well, obviously, I spent a lot of time in England, and I've been in a family when I first came. So obviously, you get all the habits of the talking of the family and everything. So yeah, maybe I've got a little accent.
I think I walked Barnet one day with Cesc Fabregas, and he took me to the house where he was, and it's just a 2-floor house, and you're all very modest. You learn a lot, as you say, because it's all very intense. But coming down was who was it? It was another Fran Merida. Fran Merida was coming down without socks, with the t-shirt on top of the shorts, like this, the hair all over, and he said, "Look, that was me 3 years ago." That was at some point all of you, wasn't it? As kids, you were just kids with a family. How was that like for you?
Yeah, for me, it's been really important because when you don't speak the language, you leave your family so young. I think the fact that I was in a family, an English family that took me over, it was important in my development in the country, and I still got strong links with them. You know, I took to them today because it's the birthday of my wife, of my little one, and my birthday next week. So they said to me, "Are we gonna give all the presents?" Because obviously they can't fly over at the minute with the virus, so they're gonna give me all the presents at the hotel. So it shows that the connection we still have since now more than 12 years.
Because you arrived when you were 17, and
Exactly.
And what was Coque like at 17? What were you like?
Well, was a young man, obviously discovering a new country, and obviously was willing to do well because coming to such a big club like Arsenal, I knew it was going to be difficult. You can see through the years that it hasn't been easy for me at Arsenal. It took me time to settle in the team. But no, at that age, you know, I was really excited to come to such a big club and willing to do so well.
So imagine this exciting time at 17 to come to another country, learn another language, at a big club like Arsenal. But at what point does it become hard in the sense that perhaps I'm not given the opportunities, or I have to go on loan? Were those difficult times where you have to change your path a little bit?
Yeah, well, it's difficult because, you know, you sign for Arsenal and then a lot of people thinks that's it. You know, you're gonna play and everything, but obviously it doesn't work like that. You're in such a big club. All the players are almost all internationals, so it's a lot of work, a lot of patience. I played cup games in my first year, which was for me quite unbelievable because I didn't start in my own ground team in France. So to play in front of 60,000 people in my first year was something amazing. And obviously after, it took me a little while. I had to go on loan. You know, that's where you realize that it's not going to be easy. And especially you see every year the signings Arsenal make, and you think it's going to be even more difficult because, as I said, you know, all the players are international. But you know, you need to keep your head down, work hard, and when you get the chance, grab it with your both hands and try to do the best to make an impact and show the manager you can do something in the team and help the team.
Well, what do you remember of your debut? Did your mind went blank, or you remember every single detail of it?
No, I remember perfectly. I think it was we were playing at home at the time it was called Carling Cup still. We were playing against I think it was Sheffield, and we won. I came on 20 minutes at the end. At right back, I think we won 6-1 or something like that, and I think Carlos Vela was still there, and he had a hat trick or something like that. So no, it was something special, you know, in front of 60,000 people. It was something amazing.
So you continue developing. You say you started at right back, but obviously your natural position is to cover as much ground as you can in the center. But you are being asked to do a particular job in a team that had a lot of talent in front of you. How did you have to adapt your game to it, or how did that work to be the holding midfielder?
No, I think it's something that I always had in me, the defensive qualities. So at the end of the day, when you play at Arsenal, you need to adapt as well to your game, to obviously the good point, the strength of your game. And I think in the team we had, as you said, we had so much talent going forward. It was important to try to find a balance as well defensively. And that's what I was trying to provide when I was on the pitch and when I got the opportunity to show what I could do.
What do you think was at 17, where you were learning at the say academy or being mixed with the first team? What was it you were learning? How to react to things, be stronger mentally, or details of the game that you didn't know yet?
No, I think my first year was a lot of learning, learning language, learning obviously to know my teammates, learning the game because it's a completely different game coming from second league in France to obviously the top quality facilities, top quality young players of the country and all around the world. But I think on my first year, obviously Steve Board was the manager with Nin Barnfield, and I think I learned a lot with them. And on my first year, we won the FA Youth Cup. I don't think Arsenal won it since. So we had a great generation, There's not a lot of us that made it Arsenal, but I think we had a great team. And obviously to win the FA Youth Cup, obviously gave everyone a boost, thinking, we might get a chance at some point to play in the first team.
There are times in life, especially around that time, I feel, where you feel really alive, where you're looking forward to everything that happens to you, where you tell everyone everything that happened to you. Did you manage to carry that? Well, did you have that sense at the time? It sounds like you did, but did you manage to carry that into your professional life too?
When you're in this first year, we see you between the first team and still a young player. At the end, obviously it's a collective sport, but when you get to the really professional part of it, obviously you think you start to be close to yourself and trying to make everything, you have to make it at the end, and obviously it goes through all the friends, all the teammates, but I think you concentrate more on yourself. When you get home, obviously the family helps, concentrating on yourself and everything. But I think from a collective sport, obviously you're fighting, you fight for your place every day. So it becomes, as you said, it becomes it becomes a job. It is, and obviously the passion is still there, but at the end of the day, it's your work, and you have to show you're better than the one next to you every day, every week, every weekend. So obviously when you're on the pitch, you can tell everyone get on with each other, the band and everything, but everyone's fighting for a place at the end of the day.
Everybody's fighting, even within your group. Of course, you're all fighting to be one of those special 11 that get chosen. Yeah. But do you prefer the managers that actually bring that kind of amateur feeling, that brings that atmosphere, which almost like you back to be a kid, and it's all about playing the game than anything else? Do you prefer those managers to those that it's all about win?
To make a good work, you need manager from both. Some manager are like that, and some manager are different. I think you learn from everyone at the end of the day. I had the chance to be with special manager through my career, so I've been a long time with Arsene Wenger, and he's someone that always enjoyed the game. But at the time, enjoying the football and playing nice football doesn't mean you don't want to win. I think the mentality with Arsene Wenger is he always enjoyed playing good football, short passes, and he had his identity in the game he wanted to play and develop. But at the same time, you could tell he was hungry for winning trophies and everything. So I think you need to find a balance between both. I've been in Spain as well with Marcelino, and it was someone as well who was eager to win, and now with Unai Emery, I can sense as well he wants to play good football. He wants to win with an identity in the game he wants to play.
Is there a particular chat that you had with Arsene Wenger, who you speak very, very highly every time you talk about him? Any chat, any moment that you particularly remember? Anything he told you, perhaps?
Well, we had a lot of chat. No, I think it's someone. Obviously, the big aura he's got. Everyone thinks, it's always put you pressure when you go and knock at his door to talk. But it was someone who was always open to listen to you, and you could talk to him pretty easily. I can only say good things with Arsene Wenger. At the end of the day, he brought me from a small club to the Premier League, gave me the chance to play. But if I have to remember one chat, well, it's been a few, but I think it was one who's been kind of decisive in my Arsenal career. I was on loan in Charlton, and it was many injuries, and I came back. And the first 3 games, I'm not playing. I'm playing, I think, 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm thinking, wow, you're calling me back from loan from Charlton. I'm playing every week, and I'm back there, and I'm not even playing. And he said to me, you have to be patient. You will get your chance. And he gave it to me. And that was the moment where my Arsenal career turned away, and I got the chance to show what I could do, and that's where I started playing.
I don't know if you want to be a manager after, but do you realize that every word you say as a manager counts? I mean, that was said 15 years ago, whatever it was, not so long ago, but you're still in your mind. So you have to be so careful in everything you say. Would you want to be that kind of person that advises?
Well, to be a manager, I think it's something. I think it's something. I think through the years it grows into you. I'm someone who loves the game, so I don't know. I can't tell you that I won't be, but I don't know if it's where I want to go, or if I want to go, I'd rather first go with youth system, with the young players, because I feel like when you give the messages to these young players, I think they get it, and they carry it through their career. And I think when you get to the professional football, it's something different. The players knows the game, they've got the perception of the game. Obviously, you can give them some advice, but I think I would prefer to build the players from younger and see them develop. Is something that would enjoy.
It'd be very rich and rich experience for anybody to listen about your experiences, all the things that you go through, the countries you've been to, but also how your own role has evolved. I don't know if you expected that moving from one country to another, to Spain, your position would be so different, because you went from being a holding midfielder to very early on. I think it was Marcelino who was asking you, "No, man, you can do so much. You can actually get into the box. You can in Spain, you can do all that." Did you expect that change?
That's the thing in England, I think when I was in England, I got kind of put in a case where everyone thought, he's a defensive midfield. He can only tackle, get the ball back, and pass it short. And I think my teammates, obviously, who sees me on a daily basis, knew I had more to give, and I could do more. But obviously, I kind of got put in a case, I reckon, from the fans and everything, that I could only defend and not really do much going forward. And obviously, when I get to Spain, Marcelino told me, with the quality you got, I think you can do more than that. Obviously, I'd say myself that my strongest points, obviously, is defensively. I can give a lot defensively, but I can actually as well give stuff going forward. Obviously, I'm not someone who get you goals, but I can give you balls to score. I can give you this transition from midfield to go attack. So I think, in England, I got restricted a little bit to the defensive side of my game, and in Spain, I got the chance to show what I could do in both sides. So it's something that I really enjoyed and that I could show.
Also, what is a holding midfielder these days? I mean, you look at PSG and they've got Paredes and Berratti. They may be the holding midfielders. I mean, Manchester today, these guys are not guys that tackle, or their main job is not to tackle. Busquets, he's the one giving the pass that opens up a defense as well. So we have to move on from that idea, don't we?
Yeah, well, obviously there is different style of defensive midfield, and the one you mentioned, I wouldn't put me in this. I wouldn't put myself with this lot. But as I said, I think there's a lot more to my game than just defend, and I got the chance to show it in Spain, and I was happy to show it, you know. And I think Arsenal fans show it, seen it the last game when I gave Jaramino a pass of goal that I could make it 3-0, so that I could actually give something going forward as well.
In your CV, you've got also titles, which I guess there are so many professionals that go through their lives in big clubs as well. They don't get the opportunity to lift a trophy. So, what's the feeling like? Is it a fulfillment? But then the next day is like, what next? Or how did you feel?
Yeah, obviously it's something incredible. You know, I probably, when I stop my career, I would look back at the trophy I won, and obviously something you can't take it away from you. And I think my first one was really special, you know, because obviously coming back from loan in January to go on and win the FA Cup was something special. And I think the one who marks as well my career is the one we won against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey and 2 years ago. Because obviously, you know, when you change country, you don't know what you're going to discover. You don't know how it will go. And for me, it was a massive achievement because, you know, I changed club and I still succeed, you know, winning trophies somewhere else than Arsenal, because Arsenal is a massive club. Everyone expects you to win trophy. And I think in Valencia, it's a massive club as well. And people didn't win any trophy for a long, long time. I think it was 12 years. So to be in this team, able to win a trophy again, and to be able to obviously to put back Valencia in front of the scene was something very, very big for me. And I was really pleased. You know, I think this trophy was meant a lot for me, and especially after what I went through on my early stages of my Valencia career with a massive injury. So to win this trophy was something special. And hopefully now I can succeed with Villareal, and hopefully we can qualify to the final of the Europa League, and why not lift another one?
You win the trophy with Valencia is perhaps the worst thing you could do, because they got rid of all of you in the way that the Spanish football works. It's like, thank you, next. I mean, is it not easy to explain that, is it?
Well, you know, it's at the end of the day, we went through all the COVID situation. I think economically, it's been difficult for a lot of clubs. They made the decision to do what they did. It's football. At the end of the day, you know, this thing can happen. Obviously, it was a big project. You know, we had a strong team. We had a great bond between each other, and you could see it on the pitch. And well, now is the past. You have to move on. But yeah, the 2 years and a half that I spent there was special, and I'm really pleased that I made the choice to go there, and obviously with a great manager like Marcelino.
I guess one of the things missing in this pandemic is that you don't get people coming to see you in the hotel on the day of the match. That was part of the fun, wasn't it? And then after, to have the opportunity to spend more time with some of your rivals, which I guess you had some other friends wearing an Arsenal shirt, no?
Yeah, no, it's difficult. Yeah, all these little things that we could do before, obviously, the getting taken away from us. But at the end of the day, we got the chance to do what we love, still playing football, so we can't complain. But I got the chance to speak with my teammates from Arsenal, and obviously I will get the chance to go back to the Emirates. Will be as well special for me.
What do you think of Mikel Arteta and his job? What he's doing at Arsenal? Do you see a pattern there?
Yeah, well, Mikel, obviously I knew him. I played with him, so you could see from him as a player that he had. You know, when I was talking about something inside you that grew over the years, you can tell Mikel when he was a player that he always had something in him. You know, he was managing playing basically. So no, it's not a surprise for me to see him there. And yeah, for him, obviously the season has been difficult because I think they're not where they want to be in the league, and I think the only chance to play European football this year is to win the Europa League. So obviously they've got a big pressure on his shoulder. But what he's bringing to the team, he knows the club very well. He's been the captain of the club, and he's trying to put his identity in the game. Obviously, he spent many years with one of the best manager in the world, which is Pep Guardiola. So obviously, you know, he knows where he wants to go. So, and the good thing, at the minute with the managers, every time you get bad result, it looks like you're getting sacked. And the good thing with Mikel at the minute is they give him the time to obviously do his job, pull his ideas, and hopefully, this summer he can have the team he wants to have and grow from there. But I think you have to give him time. He's given a lot of playing time to the young players as well, which they give him back well, because I think they're performing really well. The likes of Saka and Smith-Rowe, these players, I think this year they've been flourishing through Mikel. So I think it shows everyone he's got this mentality of playing. If you play well, if you add something to the team, he will play you, and he's always been like that. So yeah, I'm happy for him, and hopefully in the years to come he can do really well.
We're getting to the end of our chat. Were you in the team when he made his debut with Arsenal? Were you in the squad that day?
Yeah, I was there. He made his debut. I think we lost against Manchester United, and he signed the day after, I think. I can't remember who against it was.
Yeah, was it West Brom? It was a game in which or Southampton, you were 0-0 at half time, and it was his first game, and he walks into the changing room and he starts talking to you as he had been in the place for like 10 years and as captain almost, and he just arrived. And I heard from a couple of witnesses that on one hand, Arsene Wenger realized, yeah, that's the guy that I wanted. And Arsene Wenger just got to a corner and let him talk. Do you remember that day?
That's Mikel, we're talking about Mikel. We're talking about someone who's been captain all the time. He's been captain at Everton. He's been captain through his career. So he's someone always want to bring experience to the table, help the teammates. And this kind of chance, I'm not surprised. Mikel was someone that willing to learn the game, willing to improve every day. And that's how he is. And I'm not surprised that he's done something like that.
And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is, have you discussed in the changing room the European Super League? Is that something that's entered the conversations between players?
Well, yeah, we talked a little bit about it, but to be fair, it went so quick from it's going to happen to it's not going to happen that we didn't really take the time to think about it. No, I think it's something that can happen, in football. At the end of the day, what's happening with the small teams? If you don't have money, you can't. You have to think of everyone. Football has always been a sport open to everyone, open to the smaller groups, to the smaller teams, and I think he has to stay like that, obviously. And I'm glad when I see a small team, go through the Champions League and get into the semi-final, or why not the final. So to get a close league like that wouldn't make any sense.
You understand fans protesting in the streets and getting to Old Trafford and that kind of thing, to say that's not the way.
Yeah, and I think it's right. The fans are right to protest, because at the end of the day, some of them, they just put the only money they've got to the game, and they know what the fan from the next team can feel, and they don't want that either. So it shows that the clubs can't make the decision by themselves. They need to come to, obviously, the fans make the clubs at the end of the day as well, and everyone needs to be involved in the decision, and decision like that can be made.
Francis Coquelin, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And
thank you very much
on the semi-finals.
Thank you very much.
See you in the final.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Cheers. See you later.
Bye.